All right, guys, they just can't get it right. All right, guys, here I am again. This is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder. I'm coming here to try to grow builders one day at a time. Guys, when I took this YouTube journey, I thought at some point in time I was going to start running out of content. And I'm realizing every day that goes by, I keep getting more and more content to talk about because, especially if you're building, guys, there are things that's going to happen on a daily basis it's going to be different from the next challenge. You're going to have challenges every day. As a matter of fact, if you look behind me right over here, I just kind of somewhat, I just go ahead and write down a bunch of content, things I be sitting at, and I don't have enough time to make videos. So I just do content. I just write down the titles of the content, then I come back and I do a short video on what that content was on. But guys, today I want to talk about incompetence in construction. Incompetence increases home prices, and it really does. And I'll explain to you in just a second. Also, guys, if you're just coming in here, just guys hit the bell, subscribe. I got a lot of my guys that's probably 75% of my views is coming from um, people who come in, but they don't subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. But guys, let's just look at the word incompetence. So when you look up the definition of incompetence, it's the inability to do something successful. Let me see if they got another definition somewhere around here. So, what does incompetence mean? Incompetence or incompetency usually means a lack of legal ability to do something, especially to testify or stand trial. Incompetence can be caused by various types of disqualification, inability, or unfitness. Someone who is judged incompetent by means of a formal hearing may have a guardian appointed by the court. So when I say incompetent, that's just lack the ability to do something right. Just can't get it right. You just can't get it right. Um, and I'm gonna tell you why it runs up the cost of homes. Here's what happens. So let me use an analogy. And my analogy is gonna be, I don't know if you guys ever been in an inner city where you had these community stores, these small community stores, these little urban stores in each community. And they typically don't have any Americans for the most part that's really running those stores. But you guys get my drift. So a lot of those stores, when you go in them, and I'm talking about I'm talking about probably in the hood. I'm not talking about in nice neighborhoods, but you go in the hood and you have these little convenience stores that they have. And when you go in those stores, guys, the surrounding, you're already in an urban surrounding. Things are already hard enough. People are already trying to rub two pennies together to get a nickel. It's already tough there anyway. But when you go in these stores, you'll find out that the products in the stores is even more expensive than if you had 10, if you had 10, 15 minutes or just maybe 5 to 7 miles down the street or somewhere, you can go to like a bigger store, like a Walmart or Publix or Target or something like that. It's much cheaper. And I guess when you go to the convenience store, yeah, you're right. It's for convenience. So some people don't want to just get up and drive somewhere to go, but it's for convenience. But those, you go to these little stores in the hood, guys, it's way more expensive. A bag of chips, man, somewhere else that probably cost you $1, they probably cost $2 there. Now we ask ourselves, why do they do that? Okay, why would they do that? Why would they have these costs so high? I mean, considering the people that's living in the neighborhood. Well, there's a reason why they have the costs up so high. The cost is up high because they know that there's going to be a level of thievery. There's going to be a level of people coming in there being dishonest and stealing and taking things. They know that's going to happen. So if you go ahead and double the cost, or you increase the cost to the point to where, okay, a certain 20% of my stuff is going to get stolen, well, then you still haven't lost if you sell something. That's how it works. Same thing's going on in the building industry, guys. So, I mean, I'm thinking about, if you think about that store, if you got you've got some chips or something, an item that cost normally $1 somewhere else, and then you charge $2. Well, if somebody come in and buy that for $2 and somebody steal one, well, you hadn't really lost anything. This is what's happening in the building. It's getting to the point to where so many people, there's so much incompetence in the construction industry, guys, until the builders have to mark that cost up so that they won't lose. Because even when you go through building, guys, I say this and I say this time and time again, it's about 300,000 parts on a house. You assemble all that, and you probably got about 50 to 60 subcontractors and suppliers are going to come on that site, and they're going to assemble that home on that site. So out of those 50 to 60 subcontractors and suppliers, somebody going to drop the ball. Especially on the front end, when you're dealing with foundations and things like that, framing and all that kind of stuff. Somebody dropped the ball on that stuff, man. Those are big ticket items. They take you out the game. So builders have to mark up to keep from losing that stuff, because at the end of the day, as a builder, you got to stay in the game. You can't afford to take those hits. You got 60 guys in there, and all 60 of them, out of the 60, you say you might have half of them that's going to have a bill that's going to be more than what you anticipated, what you quoted it going to be. So this is what's driving the cost. So builders, and nowadays, guys, I don't mean to say this to be mean and say that people are just not intelligent today, guys. But I'm telling you, man, beyond the language barriers and all the different things that we have to deal with in the construction industry and all the other people, guys, there's going to be some problems throughout the entire phases of building. And sometimes I can go into a project, and I get it, man. You can go into a project, man, and it's a slam dunk. I know I'm gonna make some money off this project, and something to go wrong. Somebody will drop the ball. One of your subcontractors will drop the ball. They'll drop the ball, and every time somebody drop the ball, me as a builder, I can see my profit shrinking, keep going down. It's frustrating. And this is another reason I tell a lot of guys, a lot of my students, they come in, they want to be home builders. They want to be general contractors, commercial, light commercial. They want to do what I do. And I keep telling them, guys, the best way to do this thing, especially if you're young. You guys, you're young, 24, 25. Now if you're 40, 50 years old, are you approaching 40, something like that, then yes, you might want to get into what I do and deal with the stress, because you're kind of used to that. You have a mental edge, things like that. But guys, when you are younger, man, just learn one trade. Do subcontractor, blue collar. Do that one thing and perfect it. Guys, you'll make more money than you can ever think about. Especially if you pay attention to detail and you're not incompetent. You're not out here making mistakes. This will destroy profit margins. So, like I said, man, builders, you got to bump your costs up. Builders want to get 20%. So now, you got builders. Hey, man, if I had to keep eating things like this right here, I'm gonna bump my profit margin up to 25%. And this is what's happening, guys. This is what's driving the cost up. People can't get things right on site. Somebody miscalculates something. I mean, and even if you got a good estimator, or if you got a good estimator, he got everything on point, somebody out in the field gonna mess up. You see? This is what we're dealing with now, guys. And it's not fun, man. It's not fun when you're out here trying to navigate through this stuff, man. Incompetent subcontractors and suppliers. And builders, man. You got some builders out here operating just out of order. And so these, guys, and you got to hire. Here's the thing, man. As a builder, you have to end up hiring. You have to hire an entire staff to catch the mistakes that all those 60 and those 300 parts are navigating when they're building just one house. So if I got to go hire a staff to deal with that stuff, well, I got to pay their staff. So now I got to pay them out a portion of that one house. They're driving the cost up, guys. Incompetence, just mistakes. And it's kind of ironic, too. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And I've noticed this throughout my entire time. I've been building a little over 20 years, guys. But I've noticed right here my entire time building. Why is it that out of all the 60 contractors and subcontractors to come to my site, now I get you're going to make mistakes. I get it. But why is it that the mistakes that's made, they never benefit me? You see? Somebody make a mistake like on an invoice or something like that, it never ever benefits me as a builder. It never be at the point to where, we charge you $200 more than what we called it, and we're gonna send you a $200 credit. The next time you order some supplies from us, it's $200 less. Why does that never happen? See, and that almost drives me to another point, guys. It's almost, it would not surprise me if those things are not mistakes now, when you think about it. If everybody else is, like in the theory of probability theory, if I flip a coin, sometimes you're gonna land on head, and sometimes you're gonna land on tail, but you got a 50% chance that's gonna happen whether it lands on one or the other. Well, if you legitimately make a mistake, I would think that 50% of them should go my way, 50% should go your way if it's a legitimate mistake. So guys, as builders, I tell you what, man, you better check your invoices. And guys, you almost have to check everything. Every time somebody sends you an invoice, you better be looking at it. And the sad part about it, you got to go through each line item to make sure that they're shipping the correct product and the right thing. Because I promise you, if they made a mistake on their side, they ain't gonna want to eat it. They're gonna try to figure out a way to make you eat it. So on both sides, there is accountability, but this is what's driving costs up, guys. And I thought I just wanted to do this quick video because it's hard. It's hard when you're trying to wear most of the hats out here, So guys, we got to figure this thing out. Guys, once again, like, share, and make sure you subscribe. Hit the little bell button so that every time I produce a video, it'll let you know that I'm doing a video. And so you can check out some of this stuff, guys. But let me know what your thoughts are. Or if you guys have any videos that you want me to do content on, send them to me. You guys have a good day.